we move along, people who are dislocated from their minds before they come out of their mother's vagina become an army. You're born a soldier. And this way, they don't really need that many armies in the world. The spectacular abuses, suffering, deus ex machina, and misfortunes of your fellow man, poorer than you, richer than you, less educated than you, unluckier than you, not as hardworking as you, not as loving as your family, with less providential origins in the world, and so forth, right? They keep your standing force occupied, right? They keep you culled of being ethically sound. They scare you into being good civilian soldiers. Because, that could happen to you. You don't really see human suffering so much as you project it onto them. Your most educated white people, they're projecting suffering into the people whose suffering they think they know so well. They say, oh, I know this person's suffering. They might have a cancer patient, but you're giving them cancer. You're projecting parasites into their blood. You're actually killing them with love. You're killing them with your profession, because your profession has a level that's been militarized. Right? You, like the people you think are less than you, are treated like a child by the royal system. Right? Your voice has also been driven out. Right? You just don't experience the same effects because they let you live. They've given you an occupation, a sense of purpose in life, like a soldier. You see how many poor people take to being soldiers? That's how most people take to being in society, right? Because everyone's a soldier, right? Machiavelli, 500 years ago, said, you graphically and mercilessly abuse certain members of the world, like indigenous people, and the people that are left are going to be pure and wonderful and do whatever you say and be as effective as a standing army. You'll save money. There's a form of creation of the populations of the world by the damning, merciless violence which is meted out to people less lucky than you are. It's a complete psychopathology of all society. People are really suffering so that you don't have to. Somebody has to suffer. Somebody in your family is going to get cancer. Somebody is going to get abused. Somebody is going to seem like they just don't fit in. Right? You can sing a song in your family. Which one of these children doesn't belong? Who's going to feel like an orphan before long? Sesame Street. Right? Maybe all of you, maybe none of you. Maybe you're going to project onto someone. And you notice in the warp and weft in families, people project things onto scapegoats in the family. Usually the child that maintains the highest IQ, emotionally, physically, and mentally. In my family, that was me. I had the highest mental, physical, and emotional overall IQ. Right? A middle child. A little chilly now. Let me put my gloves on. Oh, hold it. I'll just put my hand in my pocket. I think that'll be just as good. If I can get it. Okay, good. Like I said earlier in the previous videos, society is wrong. It is not good. It is not good. No society in the world for 1,000 years has been good. It's not about goodness. It's not about helping. It's not about helping the hungry and enlightening man, coming to a world of total peace, working hard for the new era of human achievement, expansion, and all kinds of interesting new sexual orientations freed from the Hegelian tortures of the past, the ignorant bias of evolutionary cripples. It's all just bullshit. It's all bullshit. All of it. Society, in everything that has created what it is to be, is not meant to be good. It is never meant to be good. For 1,000 years, it is not good. It is not making you good. The only thing good in people is anti-society. Okay? And this is written about in books. You just don't read them. It's like the only thing good, the only thing real where the spirit can be truly free is totally anti the consciousness of society. It's anti. Not a terrorist, just not observant of society's purulent and barbaric claims upon your brain function. It's like a giant fucking celestial casino. And every little peon gets up, listens to his alarm clock, goes to his job, and earns his negative financial instruments, his NFIs. But he's never heard that. He's like, what's an NFI? It's a negative financial instrument. You see, there's a dark little world that will never be in film. It's the real meaning of things, right? And your money are negative financial instruments, okay? In a parasitical, mass psychological, economic dominion, right? Which could be in a place of violence, in a place of war, in a place of entertainment, is basically a giant theater full of actors and people that die and the people who kill them, people who are poor and the people who feed off of them, people who love and the people that love molests and cannibalizes alive. That's society. There is no love. There is no right and wrong. There is no ethics. There is no morals. They're just personalities and personality cults. That's all there is. Who you follow, what you think, you know, what old men talk to at a coffee table. The latest news. For 1,000 years, look at that. A Roman centurion stuck a stick up his ass and called himself Jesus. Look, I'm on a stick, I'm on a stick. Oh, what's next in the news? Oh, there's a new budget hearing. They're saying they're going to have to be able to cut costs and cut the funding to local education. But a group of enterprising teachers has found a way to find the necessary funds by sucking out of the rectum of their students. Very good, very good. It's going on continually. And when something's wrong, it's nobody's fault. Society is the most dysfunctional family there is, right? No one has a voice of their own. And the ones that do have to take it from other people because you're all children under the royalty system and you don't get any voice of your own. And so the voice you have to take from someone else, right? The breath you have has to steal the air from somebody else. It's a deadly machine. It's not reality. And it takes work to sublimate the spirit and to deny the spirit. Right? Everyone denies the spirit. You have to stay alive. Right? You can't admit it because you've learned as a child, your brain learned to go along with the social, sexual, capitalizing rhetoric and dominion of the world. You learn to emulate it. You learn to make it your own. You learn to turn it into your own personality. Hey, life's not so bad. I can be this kind of person. Hey, hey, I'm a deadbeat, but I'm good. You learn how to speak its language. You learn how to emulate it. You learn how to be your own kind of industrial psychopath, aka good person. Working hard, helping your children, loving everyone, expanding bliss in the world. Ignoring negative people like me, right? Just stupid people who doesn't understand how wonderful society is, right? Meanwhile, you're putting up numbers on the order of billions of massacres of human children, men, women over the world, and you think society is good. You're out of your fucking mind. I don't want to get too angry at you because they've had you since you were a child for 1,000 years. They've been conditioning you to spew this shit. You never see what is wrong. You never see the ills of your nation. You never see how impoverished it is on every level. You never look in the mirror and say, this is wrong. This hasn't felt good since I was born. Something's wrong. The answer is not in the fucking Bible, right? Unless you see it for what it is, right? A disgusting, perverted book. Knock. Hey. Oh, well. I'm pretty nimble too. I can probably get around. Thank you. That's great. Well, I'm couldn't be too bad, but it's feeling a little more nippy than yesterday. Yeah, it's always a little nippier down near the river too. So, river's getting lower. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Well, they're putting up quite a conversation up there. Well, I wish you a good day, sir. Thank you very much. Wow, seagulls and crows. It sounds. Oh my God, no eagles and crows. Nice. They're happy to see me. Yeah, I'm back. The world hasn't killed me yet. You, the Son of Man, has reincarnated thousands of times. But for 1,000 years, humans have been bred, life after life, to be similarly sick people, to play similar roles in the world stage. If you're a poor person, you've probably been poor a lot. If you're a rich person, you hit the ground running. You know how to get money. They can put you in any family. My brother and sister, they grew up and they knew how to make money. And their machinery turned on because there was nothing else for them to do. Whew, they're skilled in life. It's not teaching or being chiropractors or whatever the fuck they say they do. It's making money, collecting money. And collecting it in the ways that you're supposed to collect it, and keeping it, and collecting it, and knowing it, and holding it, and loving it. They love their money, right? And lots of my family do, okay? Get it, keep it, hold it. Don't let me stop you. And when you're done, come back and listen to me. When you finally got all the security that money can give you, and you're feeling safe, then come back and watch my videos, okay? But not before that, because you're useless to me. Okay, you're useless, right? Because you see all your security in terms of money. Once you're done, if you can ever get satisfaction from it, but if you find some point like it's never going to give the security you need, then come back and say hi. Because it won't. It's a negative financial instrument. No matter how much you have of it, it'll never make you satisfied. On top of which, the person you think you're trying to make safe isn't you. Good luck with that. So, right? But exists in spite of yourself. Whoa, that's pretty interesting, man. Fuck. That's right. Because your mind's split into two. And it's kind of split into three, because one of the parts that's split off, split into what you think of as right and wrong, real and unreal, which really doesn't matter. And it's defined based on a currency that's grounded in a minuscule amount of human psychological topsoil that feeds upon the real roots of man and the real flesh and blood of your children, without you ever having to suffer any conscience about it. And so don't let me disturb you. As you were. You live in the realm of the soul, which is a financial instrument, leveraged upon the flesh and blood of man as something that needs to be constantly tortured and insulted and beat down. And so all human flesh and blood has suffered for 1,000 years and been beat down, beat. We shouldn't have a story about a Messiah that is killed and then comes back. He's laying in a dungeon, getting the shit kicked out of him every day, like the engine of the world. It's like, well, it's okay, keep fucking abusing me so that you can be happy in society based on abusing the Son of Man every day. Keep kicking your children, keep raping people. That's what it's all about, everyone. Don't talk about it, it's okay. Just enjoy whatever love you can get by ignoring the fact that it'll be based on torturing the fuck out of your children. Hey! Don't listen to him. Close the lid. He's insane. Keep killing him, poisoning him, cut his throat out. He's awful. He's the beast. He's Lucifer. He's the darkness of the human mind. He's the poverty. He's someone who's dropped out of the school system. You fucker. Right? I know how people think. Right? I can psychopathologize the human race. You can read them. You want to read the book of life? Read humans. Look at them, feel them, interact with them. Get a little, get in their faces a little bit. Let them hurt you. Let them rape you a little bit. Test them. See if they can actually maintain consistent moral output when faced with various stimuli. And you'll find that they can't. They can't, because there's nothing there. They shift like the fucking wind. Personality, not ethics, is the rule of the day. Wherever that wind is blowing, that's where the personalities will go. They have no will of their own. And in service of that sort of insect hive mind of the soul, they'll do anything they or it wants to do to you, to move you around. If you have a will of your own and a mind of your own, they want to move you around. They want you to go here, they want you to go there, they want to accuse you of things, prosecute you, hurt you, beat you. Because you're like the father they never had, who had no voice. You're the surrogate scapegoat, surrogate father. You're the son itself. But you don't want to be that son. Hey, I'm the sun. Quick, kill him. Right? They don't want to see the sun. They're like vampires. They don't want to see their father who has no voice. They don't want to start trying to listen to him to see if they have a voice of their own. And if you don't use your voice, you'll never hear your father's voice. Christians are taught to read. Muslims are taught to read. Read the Father's holy words. That's not the Father's words. The Father's words are on your lips when you talk to your Father. And when you have a voice, your Father has a voice. And if you want your Father has a voice, you have to use your voice to find the voice of your Father. All of human history in the last 1,000 years has just been destroyed by my voice. It's useless. It's not even fit to be toilet paper. Your history, your books, your knowledge is nothing. It's all based on torture. It's disgusting. There's no fucking morals to it. It's sacrificial, murderous, and you're a bunch of fucking ugly, psychopathic, murderous beasts. They're psychopaths. You'll go on Facebook, you'll see mothers rising and says, oh, I love my child. Dude, they don't love fuck. They're just actresses. They're just personalities making sounds out of their mouth on Facebook because it sounds nice. Children need to be loved and cared for because they also have minds of their own. We need to let them explore the world within boundaries, but also discipline them and show them that they need to work themselves to death. We love them. They're not loving people. They're not even real women. They're actors wearing the costume of a woman. They're demons wearing a vagina between their legs with nice sounding smells and words. Oh, they like you so much, don't they? They can smell your earthly flesh, right? Most women who want to fuck me, they smell my flesh. I don't even shower every day. I smell good to them. I smell like fresh meat. I smell like the spirit. I smell like the sanctified human man, and they want to eat me. They don't want to talk to me. They don't want to respect me because they don't know anything to do with me except to fuck me and eat me and hurt me and kill me. And their eyes dilate, right? Because that's the demonic. Most of what is sexual in women is demonic. It's cannibalistic, right? Right? And you say, oh no, what do you call marriage? It's how women cannibalize the father. It's how they take everything and consume everything before it's even born for 1,000 years. They recapitulate the royal tyranny, which holds them. Because all you can do in such a world is emulate the dominating force. That's how you grow a personality. That's how you grow a soul. All leveraged upon torturing what is real and upon your own torture. You have nothing. You have nothing, you have nothing, you have nothing. If you can't understand what I'm saying, you have nothing. I am revealing the ultimate poverty of the entire human race. You're all on welfare to the earth. And you beat her and drag her and fuck her. Every fucking feminist, every fucking earth-loving son of a bitch who has a soul and a stake in the economic systems of the world. And at the same time, you're born in shock. You can't do anything else. You're doing it all to survive. Right? A loving father would not punish you for conforming to a deadly world, maximized and magnified by what becomes the personality complexes of everyone around you, who have no working sense of right and wrong. What are you to do? But to learn to just not understand what's right and wrong, but what would a person like me do right now? What's the best thing right now? And learn the unspoken rules of the stage. People don't get where they get in life because they know right from wrong. Because if we just taught people right from wrong, they'd be successful in all endeavors, right? If you taught morality in education and you taught a real logical difference between right and wrong and true ethics, which you'll find no true ethical philosophy in any school in the world. People are still debating, right? And they made it even more complicated with evolution, which is a moral anarchy coded into human genetic development, right? You think about it, they've taken away any possibility in the economic systems and narratives of the world of having any ethics, right? And so you have to learn the unspoken ethics. What do you do that keeps you safe in a world you've learned to use as a costume, right? A scabbed up sheath around what used to be your natural spirit and your natural voice and the voice of your father, right? And you robe yourself in a world where you know what to do because you learn to be animated by certain scripts and certain plots or places of employment. And what you do in employment is a plot. And a plot is always a grave thing. The ploy of employment is always grave. And so all human labor is digging a hole and a grave for the human spirit, right? And yet everyone's working for what they would call the best possible thing. But you're actually working against yourself every day. Everyone driving down this road, and you still live. You can still have pleasure in spite of yourself, right? Imagine if you didn't work against yourself every day, right? I've hardly ever worked in my life. I've never had sex voluntarily, right? And yet I've always lived in $1 million homes all my life. I've lived in wonderful locations, everywhere. Cheaply, easily, always money to spare for marijuana, food, and, online porn, which doesn't cost anything, right? Why? I should be dead by now. I should be impoverished with needles in my arm. I should be a stupid fuck mumbling to himself on a street corner with a paper bag. Why not? Right? Because you can hear it in my voice. Because I'm a fucking man. I don't need your constitution and your charter of rights. I have a fucking voice. I'm a fucking human animal. And that's all I'll ever be. And that's all I need to be. I don't need your education and your clothes and your fashions and your personalities. I don't need you to fuck me, and I don't need you to fuck. Right? I don't need to be part of that world at all. I am a living spirit. I am an animal. The earth will always robe me. Through all of your stupid fucking financial systems, I'll always have a place to live. I'll always have money in my pocket. And my family, my mother and father, will live long and strong on this earth because of me. And imagine if you did that for your family. Right? Imagine if you grew a conscience and decided to take on the occupations of your fucking spirit. In the name of no fucking religion in the world, and in the spite of every fucking religion, every fucking spirituality, every fucking self-help book, every fucking psychologist, every fucking positive, purulent, life-coaching motherfucking son of a bitch on the face of the earth. Woo! Right? If you have the guts. Right? If you can handle the total lack of adrenaline rush and the re-equilibrium of all of your natural hormonal systems. So you don't feel the need to jump off a bridge with a rope tied to your feet. Because you can get so many views on YouTube by showing people that you have no fucking respect for life. Hey-ho. And I've been around hippies, in case you're wondering. They're no better. They're all fucking liars and thieves. Liars and thieves, liars and thieves. Love, love, love. Lying and thieving. 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 The story of the hippie. Love, love, love. Lying and thieving. It's so good, we don't be believing. Oh, I hate the corporations. My pubic hair is growing long. Love and jaw and smoking weed is so great. And I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong. We sit in rainbow circles. And we sing songs of love. We make food and share. And have puddles of love that cares. Hey ho, hey ho. Singing songs about the man. Singing songs about the man. We accept everyone that we can. Who knows what we can steal from them? And when people trying to be decent steal from you and take as much or more of your time as anyone ever could, you wonder, what? How do I understand that? Well, I understand that now. And what you keep finding is that there's a bigger problem. There's a uniform degradation and dislocation of the human mind. And you know who also found that out? But he didn't realize fully what he was finding, which is what makes it even more credible, because he didn't understand what he found. It was Dr. Arthur Janoff who wrote The Primal Scream and The Feeling Child, and why you get sick and how you get well. You don't have to believe in his therapeutic model, like go and sit in a dark room and think about your mommy and daddy until you got through all your traumas and stuff like that. Whatever, do it. If it works, it works. But that's not really what interests me. I think healing is another matter. He prescribed a certain type of shock relief to human beings that he clearly thought was quite useful. But the thing is, he didn't really understand what he was dealing with, you see. And but that's what work is. You can't get everything in one lifetime. But if someone's lucky like me, the guy's practically my surrogate father. Is Dr. Arthur Janoff. You know what? He never talks about wanting to have sex with me. It's amazing. He passed away at a ripe, beautiful old age, and it just goes to show, hey? I wonder how many psychiatrists will live until their 90s. You fucking piece of shit. And children are raped into their professions. I used to think, Jewish people, they cut off the foreskin and it increases brain development, puts the brain into shock, but it gives them an opportunity to mold them in ways that might not otherwise be able to do. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's their business, right? But look at what all of society does to its children. We don't mold them. We torture them into what they become molded into. And we launder it and say, oh, that's life. Well, it was a little rough there for a while when I suffered some sense that I'd been completely orphaned and my parents were psychopathic cannibals. And I was feeling scared and angry, and no one could really relate to it. And no one probably could have explained it, and they just gave me drugs until I got fed up and got a job and found someone to fuck in a place of my own. I found if I don't talk to my parents except once or twice a year, and I take the right medication, it's not too bad. That's what people turn into. Right? It happens all the time. You're aware of it, your friends, your family. It happens to everyone, TV, films. Most stories in film and television, the parents aren't even there. And if they are, they're sociopaths who teach you to solve every situation by lying. The rest are just surrogate family. And among them, someone of that surrogate father is going to have to be killed, which is why characters in TV shows always die. And they're usually men. They'll pre-kill the mother and the father, but then someone else and other people are going to have to be killed. The hero is the hero of death. Death is the hero, right? The heroic, the Greco-Roman hero, the Messiah, the Messianic hero, is the scapegoat. And the scapegoat brings death. They bring death around them. They bring death to the world. The hero is death. Death is the hero. Everything you consider a hero is death to you, brings death to you. So your wonderful Jesus hero is death. He is not life. He's not the life, the truth, and the way. He's the death, and the more death. It's a lie. Those words are a lie. Nothing about Jesus, nothing about what Jesus, the effect it's had on all the billions of people, is about life and truth, and the way of life and truth. Nothing about Buddha, nothing about these fuckers is about truth and life. Okay? They'll never fucking tell you the truth. They're liars and robbers and thieves. They're financial instruments. You're the one making it work in your own belief system. Right? Because you have to. They gave you the need, and they filled the need. The world is a great salesman. People who own the world, they sell you on the way you've learned to be. They create the need. They carve out the well, the vagina. They carved out your mother's well, and then they planted a problem called you, and then they solve the problem by getting you to emulate the solution, which is anything but you. You understand? There, I just explained the whole fucking world to you. You're welcome. You don't have to pay me a dime. Okay? There are PhDs who have had a minuscule fraction of the knowledge contained in my mouth would demand to be paid for it. They're fucking welfare bumps. Scavenging hyenas. Right? Because everything they do for money. Everything they are for money. And what is money? The ultimate robbery. The ultimate rape and its ultimate lubricant for all the rape in the world. Good luck with that. It's like, I want to help people with rape by doing something that earns rape's lubricant. Don't worry, I don't enjoy it. I only use it to wax my car every now and then. and then get it through very small tunnels. The hero is death. Death is the hero. Beneath that, the body is the hero. The autonomic mind is the hero. The part of your spirit that still has a body and has a voice, when your penis turns blue one day, that's your spirit's voice going, I didn't like the way she touched my penis. Right? I had a predatory woman come into my room one night and suck my dick and swallow my cum. And for 3 or more years after that, many years after that, actually more than that, I would get a spot on the end of my dick. And then one day it disappeared. It was a little while after I recognized what it came from, and it healed, and it went away. Just a discoloration on the tip of my penis. Isn't that amazing? Right? That's how offensive that act was to me. When it was an act. Because they never remain possessed of any moral agency about what they're doing. And it never has to do with how you really feel. It has to do with how you should feel about it. You should feel good that I suck your dick. You shouldn't be upset that I sucked your dick. You should like it. Right? The fact that you don't have consent doesn't matter. Because I was acting a certain way, and now you should act a certain way. Don't you get it? It's the script of the world. I have a vagina, and I can suck whatever dick I want. There it is. I sucked it. I came, I saw, I sucked. And you came in my mouth. All is good. But I thank that little dot. That dot on my penis. Which is strange because this woman was part of an Indian cult. I got a dot in the middle of my penis. Is that my penis had a mind of its own. That's the mind of my spirit. You know, I could live in bliss, 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 but my penis has a dot on the end of it. Something is not bliss in my bliss. It's my spirit and the voice of my spirit going, when you're on the earth, you can say fuck you to people hurting you. It doesn't matter if they hurt you, they're gonna hurt you, or they did hurt you. Get them to fuck off. Beat them fucking senseless. Past, present, or future, in your mind, beat them fucking senseless. And then say to yourself, what a wonderful person that you didn't beat them fucking senseless you are. Right? They capitalized upon that. They capitalized upon your training, your paralysis, and the goodness of your spirit. Because even if paralyzed, even if your dick was sucked every other day, one day you might just get a knife or a gun and shoot somebody, right? And then you'd go to jail for murder. Hey? Because how can you prove as a man you didn't like them sucking your dick every day? Right? So whenever a crime can be committed, it will. By the time a crime is committed, that person has probably been criminalized